Hello people, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be sounding a little bit like a Dracula because I just woke up after okay night's sleep, not so bad. I'm having coffee, trying to wake up. In the process, I'm trying to do 3 videos. Hopefully you're doing good. It's 7 a.m. here in Dhaka, morning. And I have one brand new fragrance that I bought recently, initial impression from House of Lacoste. This episode, second episode is going to be a list. Third episode is going to be talking about a little bit of a morning thoughts like addiction on spending and stuff like that. And I would just like to share my opinion from a collector's perspective. So hopefully you're doing good and you'll enjoy these videos. All right, let's start. So as you can see, I have set up the first review from on a fragrance from House of Lacoste. This is called Lacoste Original, and the box looks like a tester box because it is a tester. So I recently saw this. It's a 100 ml EDP. I'll tell you something funny happened, and this fragrance I saw in recently one of the shops uh, page. They put like, do you want to pre-order stuff? So it's called Perfume Center. So they bring a lot of fragrance from Dubai, and one of our biggest provider of perfume. So Masood Bhai, I knocked him. I said, brother, I saw this fragrance in one of the corners. I sometimes, mostly I do not buy designers anymore, but when I saw it in this corner, and I was like, oh my God, that's Lacoste Original. And sometimes, we do make rookie mistake. Anyway, so this is I'll let you know the video. It's about what's happened, okay? So this is the 2024 release, not the old release. There's another vintage version of Lacoste Original, which is on Fragrantica page named as just Lacoste by Lacoste, something like that, like Hugo by Hugo Boss, right? So that bottle had this atomizer built in, not with the cap, the older one, and it had this white cap, white body, and surrounding was green. So I thought this was that, and because the name also, it's not my fault, the name was original, so I thought it's just new packaging of the old fragrance, and I ordered it. It costed me $50 plus. Okay. So anyway, so this is the new version EDP, not the EDT. The old version and the new version are different. I will review the old version soon. I am borrowing a bottle from Masood Bhai. That is totally different fragrance than this. And yesterday I was watching Sebastian Zara's review and how disappointed he was in this release. So yeah, so this was a fragrance I bought for a little bit more price than what I like to pay for Lacoste. One thing. Second thing is this fragrance is totally different from the vintage old one, which is a citrus, green, oak mossy, piney kind of a forest feel. Very beautiful. You can say, how to say, powerhouse sort of fragrance back in the days. I will review that because Masood Bhai got a 30 ml bottle of it, small bottle. I will compare these two that time, right? But on its own, this is a totally different perfume. And I did comment on Sebastian Zara's review when he said, this was totally like disappointing to him. So gonna let you know what we get. So the packaging I really like, as he said. Also, the bottle is very beautiful, and I think personally the bottle aesthetics very beautiful. Like it has the gator at the back, Lacoste. Everything is beautifully done about this bottle. Is just stunning. So maybe this is a little bit more expensive than the other Lacoste. So the cap is not magnetic; it clicks into place. Atomizer works okay. Okay, really good distribution, about this much. The atomizer gets 9.5. Okay, and that's it, the bottle. So the longevity from this fragrance, when I wore it, this fragrance lasted decent amount of time for a freshie. This is a new modern fragrance DNA. I'll let you know what, let's say, if you enjoy fragrances like what Mont Blanc Explorer Platinum. That's the closest thing that came to my mind. And when I checked on Fragrantica, yeah, I couldn't remember actually the name, but the Platinum is that silver color bottle on a Explorer. Explorer has three: Explorer, Explorer Blue, and then the Platinum. Perhaps they have one more. I'm not sure. So this, if you like that DNA, this is more better performing version of that one. So this fragrance was released in 2024 last year. Bergamot, pink pepper, cardamom. Opening top notes from Fragrantica. Middle notes are clary sage, lavender, amber extreme, patchouli, sandalwood, tonka beans. Okay, so these are the notes in this. So when I spray this perfume, the opening, I thought at first, because this is how I'm going to relate the fragrance, like really satisfying atomizer. But when I sprayed this first, I thought I got a fake. because from my memory of 2016 or 17, I remember this older version of this one was still available in certain markets. The OG one, like 19 something release, that time. So that was very green. I could get like a hint of maybe fragrance like Pakoraban Purom, or those green perfumes like Polo Green, that green feel. So I sprayed this. I thought, what is this? This one's so pleasant, like citrusy, watery, and mild peppery, but more of a fresh, spicy fragrance. I'm like, wow, oh, what am I smelling? At first, I was outdoors, I was outside. And when I sprayed this, I was like, I'm not smelling anything, like honestly speaking, like because I'm expecting that fougere, the green, the citrus to hit me. And then what hit me was the pleasant, sweet, that mild, spicy, woody, sweet fragrance. This one is sweet because of the opening is that bergamot. I think I get a little bit of orange in there. So this is a very pleasant opening. So there are two sides of this fragrance. One thing is this very modern uh, smell to it. The bottle is very beautiful. This side, many people would like this, and I think modern days, younger people would really welcome this with open arms like this. Give me some of this. That's good. But when you come from that part, like you already sniffed the original and you have the expectation, oh, EDP is a stronger version of the original. No, absolutely not. So, yes, the green oak mossy thing, as Sebastian said, oak moss is banned in many perfumery, and not many, every fragrance in USA and Europe, I think maybe. So oak moss is not, maybe just USA. So they do not use oak moss, maybe they just use moss. Okay, so there is a difference, I guess. But this one, if you are from that generation, if you're expecting something from that past legacy, this one has none of it. Okay, so that's disappointing. Just like Sebastian would say, I definitely agree with him. But for me, I gave it a second thought. I'm like, okay, fine. You have to accept reality. Sometimes things don't go. Even at this age, after having 10 years of collecting experience and all the, we do reviews and all. So, we still make mistakes. But the thing is, being fair to myself, not being too harsh, I didn't know. The name is still the same. So they should have perhaps chosen a different name for this, I guess. So the Lacoste original feels, like this is not the worst Lacoste. I have smelled many in the colorful bottles. There are some really like forgettable ones. This is in the designer, like the mid-tier kind of smell, like the average cologne that smells in the market. You smell like 10 different fragrances like this, okay? Which is pleasant, which is nice, safe. Some Mont Blanc fragrances maybe smelling like this. Mont Blanc was the other one, Mont Blanc Individual Tonic or something, the green one. I like that one, but that one, it's like, doesn't really go next level. This one doesn't ever go to the next level on dry down, on the opening. This stays in the safe territory. So the smell wise, it's that typical smell. If you like Mont Blanc Explorer Platinum, that one is more expensive than this. That one, the 100 ml, I think goes for $75 in Bangladesh. So compared to that, this is a much better value. So if you can get this like say 40, 45 bucks, it's considered as a good alternative to that. Longevity wise, I got altogether 3.5 hours to 4.5 hours like that, because summer started already. So after 4.5 hours, it becomes skin scent, right? After 4 hours, let's say, to be safe. So the price, I feel, compared to nowadays, fragrance of this back in the days, it would be 35 bucks. Okay, so now it's 50 something. Okay, so is this fragrance worth it? I would say if you're looking for a modern office fragrance, like daily going out, like Daniel's Icon, or Daniel's Century, or the fragrance mostly I said Mont Blanc Explorer Platinum, or maybe Bulgari's Man in Black. Certain fragrances, this is more of a citrusy, sweet, modern version of it. It's perfect for office, gym, everyday usage, and this fragrance is perhaps going to be totally like welcomed by newer generation. They would like this as like modern, like what you used to own as back in the days. Let's say Versace Purom, or those Daniel's Icon or Daniel for Men. Back in the days, whatever we used in our 40s now, but men nowadays, younger folks who are in their 20s, they would welcome this. Okay, so yeah, it's something for the younger generation. But I think if you are a fan of the old Lacoste original, once again, you'll be totally disappointed with this one. Okay, I'm sorry to say that, but it's a decent fragrance. It's a decent fragrance. It's like a Lacoste. Okay, so I prefer over this Lacoste L'Homme, better fragrance with a rhubarb, interesting scent. Lacoste Essential, Lacoste, was the other one, Lacoste Purom. I prefer these. These are maybe better fragrances from Lacoste. Even Lacoste says the yellow, Lacoste white. They are better fragrances. Okay, so this one is not in my top 5 so far, but if I make a top 10, perhaps it will make in the bottom, like number 9 or 10. You know, if I make a top 10 Lacoste, it's an okay release. So I will let this go. Actually, I'll sell it off because I will not keep this. But anyway, you guys can take a look at this. If you want to own this beautiful bottle, you can give it a try. Go to the mall. End of the day, it's just our 2 cents. You might like it so much more than I do. You might you or may hate it more than I do or something, or it could be like a totally pass, you know. But many of the people who have large collection, they will find this fragrance like, okay, it's like 6.5 to 7, that, you know, being decent. So I will give this fragrance for what it is. If it was 35 bucks, it would get 7, but for the price, 50 something dollars, is getting a 6.5. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know if you tried it. It's a new release, relatively new, not much known in Bangladesh yet. So I'll just maybe let's see what other people say. Have a nice day. Let's do a list. Take care.